The army in Myanmar has admitted firing on a convoy.
Rescue workers in Myanmar are digging for survivors.
If you've seen Myanmar in the news lately, you think it's a place no one wants to visit. Headlines scream about conflict, footage shows protest and instability, and the earthquake at the time of the script. Sure, the country has been through a lot. But what does life actually look like here? What happens when you step beyond the news and onto the streets of Yangon? At first glance, it's a city of contrasts, golden pagodas standing beside crumbling colonial buildings, quiet alleyways leading to the streets buzzing with markets, and a food scene shaped by centuries of migration.
Samosas too.
As the sun sets, that's when the real adventure begins. In the heart of Chinatown, I find myself surrounded by colorful LED signs, sizzling woks, and some of the most unexpected street food I've ever seen. Fried coconut worms, tar and platter of insects, and bubbling mini hotpots. But this is just the beginning. Over the next few days, I'll be exploring Yangon's hidden temples, majestic pagodas, forgotten colonial streets, and diverse food culture. From Burmese curries to Indian hole-in-the-wall spots, and even a rare Kachin meal. Not to mention a velvety noodle that looks like melted custard, but it's completely savory. So, let's dive into Yangon, a city far more complex and far more alive than you might expect.
I just arrived at Yangon earlier this afternoon, but it was so hot I didn't want to go out. Now it's about 5 p.m. and the sun is about to set. The temperature is not as hot, so I decided to go out. Yangon is a charming little city, although very chaotic. This is not my first time to Myanmar, but the impression is still that this country feels very raw. Myanmar as a country barely receives any tourists, and as a result, the infrastructure for tourists is also not there. There is no English anywhere, and let's just say the sanitation condition isn't the best in terms of the countries I visited. So you have to be a bit adventurous when it comes to exploring things like this. And anyways, so I'm at this street stand with this lady selling, I have no idea what the name is. I have a fried patty type of thing, and this is like a rice noodle. The English is so basic here that the lady couldn't even understand English, such as what's the name of this dish. So as a result, I couldn't tell you what that is. So this is basically like a rice noodle with a spoonful of some kind of gravy sauce on it. Rice noodle, thin vermicelli. It doesn't have much flavor other than the sauce that's on top. It's maybe a bit tamarind based, but not that sour, not that sweet. It has a bit of an earthy flavor. And also this fried patty thing. Tapioca. Oh, this is really good. Crispy outside, a little gooey mushy in the inside. Also very crunchy. Another thing to pair with this vermicelli rice thing is this pickled chili.
My first bite in Yangon had been quite basic, as I hoped for more ingredients and flavors instead of the rather simple rice noodle, and it occupied my precious stomach spaces.
Pickled green chili, not as spicy as the raw version.
Fortunately, my following food adventure was going to get much better.
But still has the pig. Next up, I come across this stand on the street that sells a wide variety of different items, almost like a Kalgan in Thailand, but Burmese version. The food is so colorful, there's so many different varieties. Of course, there's no menu, but they speak absolutely no English. They couldn't even understand things like, what is this? So I'm being completely adventurous and just point this and that. The only guy there that can speak some English is that he can say this is beef, that is chicken. That's the only two words. And water. And the tea as well, water or tea. The table is real tiny, not designed for having a camera, but since I'm traveling solo, this is gonna have to do. So basically I got 4 items that I ordered, and it comes with a free soup and a free herb platter and a rice. And in Myanmar, just like in Thailand, people eat with spoon and fork. And I try not to get a combination. I don't exactly know what you order, and I don't know the name of those dishes. I really wish I could tell you more, but I couldn't. So you're with me on this one. I guess the first thing I'm gonna try this, like a vegetable mix. I'm kind of abiding to the Thai style Kalgan, something fresh, maybe to start with. Onion, cilantro, peanuts, refreshing, good. Very small appetizer. And also here, just the sanitary condition isn't the best in terms of all the cities I visited, but I think this place has keep a certain clean standard that I could eat. You know, there are flies here and there on the street, but like that's just whatever. But at least all the tables, all the plates and stuff, they got it very clean. Indeed, eggplant, but mixed with some kind of chili, maybe some fish sauce or some shrimp paste or something. Savory, umami, funky, a little stinky type of flavor profile. But the primary flavor profile is still the eggplant. One thing good about this is that they all comes in very small portion, so I guess I could try a bunch if I'm not full. Herb platter of bean sprouts and the fish sauce in the middle. I have to say the vegetable doesn't look as fresh as the one I have in Thailand. Maybe it's been sitting there for a while, so it looks kind of expired. But well, I'm in Myanmar, so it's gonna have to do. The sauce definitely has shrimp paste in it. The signature flavor, a little bit chili. The eggplant with some of the dipping sauce. Let's definitely serve as the fresh side of things. But I'm still learning. The flavor profile here is completely new to me. I mean, the individual flavor element isn't, but the way they are presented together is something I've never had before. And by the way, I'm not an absolute beginner when it comes to Burmese food. I have been to Myanmar before, and I had some Burmese food in New York City. I know the signature ones like mohinga, ono khao soy, nanji tok, tea leaf salad, stuff like that. I had those. But it's really that when you're actually in Myanmar yourself, then all the possibility of different food options opens for you. And of course, people are all looking at me when I order the food, because first, I'm the only foreigner here, and second, I have a camera. This is beef. That's the only thing I know. Maybe some kind of curry, a little bit Indian Bangladeshi influence. This one is very interesting, almost a bit Chinese Indian influence. So first, this is a thin curry. You do have a little bit like the masala flavor, but it's thin, right? It's almost like soup. And the beef itself has that almost like 5-spice flavor, very Chinese. You have a bit of the cumin, maybe a bit of star anise, but the gravy or the thin sauce is kind of Indian. This is very Burmese. The beef could use a bit more stew time as it's not as tender as a lot of beef I've come across. It's still got quite some chew, or maybe that's the way local people like it. That's 3 of the dishes. Last one is the pork. I mean, I think this one looks very Chinese. At least it triggers China to me. But let's see what the flavor is about. This is very Chinese. Pretty much hong shao rou, red braised pork, but not as sweet. Of course, Burmese food is a blend of Chinese, Indian, Thai influences, and of course with its own unique properties as well. In fact, Burmese food is one of my favorite food categories, and I call it Asians' best hidden culinary secret, because there's just so much to it. Time for the free soup. This one just looks like mixed vegetables. I couldn't name these vegetables, but one of those is slightly sour. Probably not pickled, it's just the way it is. And also I smell a little bitterness, maybe from bitter melon, but I couldn't see any. But this one also somewhat triggered China to me. And there's also a bit acid to season, so maybe a little bit of Thai philosophy as well. Sort of like a Chinese Thai Burmese soup. Another herb. Holy basil? It tastes like holy basil, right? Definitely has a kick to it, like the spicy, zesty zing. And also, I was just giving another plate of rice. So apparently, you can get maybe unlimited refill. I could probably order more dishes to try, but I decided to move on for this day. Very novel experience. Burmese cow game. That meal cost 5,400 kyat, the local currency, which is around $2 US.
The next food I consumed was a pleasant surprise. It's rather similar to the Thai hoi tong, or its precursor, the Chinese oyster pancake, aka
I have
O-A-Tsien.
no idea what that is.
I was pretty sure that they shared the same root, as I was about to find out.
I think this thing looks like hoi tao or O-A-Tsien, but Burmese version. From the look of it, the preparation is also very similar. You have the batter. You have the batter possibly with egg and potato starch, just like a hoi tao or O-A-Tsien. Then eggs, but in this case, I don't see oyster though. But there's some chive in it. Man, that looks so good. Some more oil. Chive. Some more of this, like I have no idea what that is. Okay, some oyster sauce. Man, that looks good. Chive or maybe Chinese leek. Oh, yes. The aroma, the fragrance. And there we have it. This is for me on a plate. So the egg and crab mixture is mixed with the batter, water, and sweet potato starch, and possibly some more eggs. Oh, this is a different dish, huh? So I think he's deep frying all this batter mixture. Oh yes. Oh. I think I'm gonna get this as well. I have no idea what that is. Probably like crab omelet kinds. Deep frying that mixture in a giant flat pan. That looks and smells amazing. So I think this is a different version of O-A-Tsien. He flips it. Oh, right there. Breaking it up. Now he's fluffed it up with a spatula. This thing looks kind of unhealthy though, soaked with oil. More oil, really? More oil. Man. Now we have the dish and answer revealed. This dish is called exactly O-A-Tsien. Even in Burmese, the name is O-A-Tsien, so clearly that's the Chinese dish, fried oyster pancake. In Thailand, it's called hoi tao. But this is a Burmese version. Okay. This starch, I'm not sure if that's sweet potato. It looks like it because the almost like translucent property. The sweet potato starch is soft and gooey. And I think for the Burmese version, it's a bit more on the batter side. The batter is thicker and heavier compared to the Thai version. This is more about the texture of it, but you don't get that super umami, briny flavor. In fact, there is no oyster in this dish at all. It is crab. Okay, so this is definitely a very Burmese version because the Chinese and the Thai version uses traditionally oyster, sometimes mussel, seafood, but this version, crab meat. Looks like this is almost ready. Fried, crispy version of O-A-Tsien. Now I'm getting a little bit of this complimentary crispy fried O-A-Tsien. Really crispy, what can I say? Fresh out of the wok. This version is interesting in two ways. First, it's crab meat, and second, it's really about the aroma from the egg. You just have that little bit like sweet, umami, even oily flavor from the deep fried egg. But at the same time, it doesn't feel that heavy. Crispy, I won't say light, but not heavy. he used a lot of oil, but because the temperature is high enough, so the oil kind of gets pushed out from the egg. Another piece. This is amazing. And also this is very unique. I don't see this in China. I don't know if they have it in China. And this looks like a blend of two, right? In China you have the crispy version, then in China you have the traditional. And this is fried into small pieces. Very interesting, Burmese version of it. You still have a little bit of gooey texture from the starch batter in the center, but overall, the textural contrast and variation is really good. Some vegetable is indeed needed to cut through the heaviness of it.
As night falls, Yangon's Chinatown transforms into a bustling night market packed with energy, with sizzling woks, smoky grills, and colorful stalls lining the streets. The air is filled with the aroma of spices, frying oil, and heat waves, creating an overwhelming but exciting sensory experience. Right in front of the Chinese temple, vendors crowd the sidewalk, selling everything from clothing and everyday items to fresh fruits, foods, and snacks. There's a sense of organized chaos, hawkers calling out, the clatter of woks, kids playing by temple entrance, and the flickering of red lanterns hanging about. Walking further into the market, I find myself surrounded by street food stalls serving dishes that range from the familiar to truly unexpected. One of the most striking things I saw was a stall selling massive trays of fried insects and crabs, grasshoppers, crickets, and even huge fried coconut worms. I believe these are popular in Shan State, where they're eaten as crunchy, protein-rich snacks. Locals seem to enjoy them with a sprinkle of seasoning, but I wasn't quite ready to try it myself. At another stall, I saw something I couldn't even name. A giant, irregularly shaped breadstick. It's battered and fried and had a textured, bubbly surface. Right next to it was a plate of jars of what looked like egg custard, some topped with fried shallots. Another thing caught my attention were many of the similar stalls found across the area. It's like a mini hot pot on the street. Of course, I also came across multiple Burmese cow game, the rice and curry equivalent similar to the Thai version, but with local Burmese flavors. The entire experience was like a journey through culture and flavors. This place truly offers something for every kind of food adventurer.
The food scene here in Myanmar is absolutely crazy. There are so many things I have never seen before. It is fascinating, but I only have one stomach, so that's all for the day. Also, one thing I soon noticed is that Yangon isn't a very well-lit city. Due to the economic and political situation recently, the supply of electricity just seemed to be limited. And in fact, the hotel that I'm staying in has to switch gear a few times a day as well. Even the main street isn't particularly well lit, let alone smaller alleys. Plus, there just aren't that many people, so some places could look quite sketchy, even in downtown. Local people told me Yangon is safe, but I think I'm still gonna stay out of sketchy looking places. Compared to my last visit 6 years ago, the city pretty much feels the same. Very raw, very chaotic, somewhat sketchy, and the food is amazing. This lady here by the street is frying up some donut looking like thing, and it looked quite good. I'm gonna give it a try still. Now I'm at a nearby mall because I really can't find seats on the street. I'm gonna try the food now. This is the like a fried batter with corn stuff inside. Never tried this one before. Crunchy, a little sweet from the corn. A bit oily, but it's fine. Small snack. Then this thing that looks like a fried donut. Outside slightly crispy, inside is soft and warm and fluffy. Is this made with lentils? This reminds me of the Indian vada. I'm not sure if that's the exact thing, but kind of tastes like that. There is also a bit natural sweetness to it, pretty much like the lentil vada I had before from Malaysia.
While exploring the streets of Yangon, I came across a stall selling what's called Shwe Yin Aye, a traditional Burmese dessert that's especially popular during the hot season. I've never seen this before, and I was quite curious watching it being made. The vendor carefully layered different ingredients into a bowl, starting with pandan flavored gel, sago pearls, coconut flesh, sticky rice, crushed ice, and pieces of white bread, before topping it with a generous amount of coconut milk, and lastly, some evaporated creamer. This peculiar combination was very interesting to me. The dessert is believed to have been influenced by Hmong and Chinese sweet soups, but over time, it has become uniquely Burmese. It's particularly popular during Tingye, the Burmese New Year water festival, when people enjoy it as a cooling treat. The taste? Sweet, mildly fragrant, and incredibly refreshing, especially with crushed ice. The bread soaked all the coconut flavor and enhanced the creamy taste. The combination of chewy, soft, and creamy textures from various ingredients made it a fun and satisfying dessert, perfect for Yangon's tropical heat. Yangon, the largest city in Myanmar, is a fascinating blend of history, diverse cultures, and stunning architecture. Once the capital, it remains the country's economic and cultural heart, where British colonial heritage, Buddhist traditions, and multi-ethnic influences came together in a unique urban landscape. Walking through Yangon's Chinatown, I also visited one of the Chinese temples, quietly among the bustling streets. Surrounded by hardware shops, these temples, built by Hokkien and Cantonese immigrants, were once lively centers of worship and community gatherings. However, the one I visited had almost no people there. The once vibrant red and golden inscriptions were fading, and incense sticks burned in near silence.
Apparently, I'm the only visitor here.
It was a stark contrast to the bustling Chinatown outside, where food stalls and market thrive. But inside the temple, time seemed to stand still.
I can't believe this. I see Fudan University here. The temple is so much less lively compared to the one I saw in Thailand and Malaysia. Look at this amazing stand. She's selling samosa. So the lady is cutting up all kinds of fritter samosas too. Look at this. This is a very different way of eating than anywhere else I've seen. So all the small parts has been chopped into pieces, some herbs. So we have this platter, and she is adding some salt, MSG, maybe cumin. This looks like maybe a tamarind chutney of kinds. And there's also chili powder you can choose to add. Very interesting. Now I'm having a plate of this samosa. Again, looks very different than anywhere else I've had. And the Burmese version is everything's chopped up into pieces, and some chili powders and some soup. And this thing is actually quite hot. It's quite salty. We pretty much have the samosa, carrots in there, and maybe some lentil, some mint, some chili flake. But I think the soup or whatever they have is a tad too salty for my preference. But I can see that if the salt is added properly, it's gonna be an interesting dish. This samosa doesn't have much of the masala flavor. It's pretty straightforward. Just samosa, potato, lentil, fried fritter, that type of thing. Also some chili here. 还好，不辣，一点点，有点辣，后味比较大。It's not immediately spicy, but after like a couple seconds, like that spicy, smoky sense just start to expand in your mouth. Yeah, that's actually spicy. A car basically just parked right in front of me, and this is what I'm seeing on the street, and I can smell petrol from here. Not the best dining environment. So here is samosa with petrol pairing. We have another samosa counter.
I then visited Botahtaung Pagoda Market, also known by locals as Bogyoke Ze. It is one of Yangon's most iconic shopping destinations. Built in 1926 during British rule, it retains its colonial charm with the high arched ceilings. Inside, the market is a maze of small shops selling everything from jade, rubies, and gold jewelries to hand-woven textiles, lacquerware, and Burmese puppets. It's the perfect place to pick up traditional souvenirs and experience Myanmar's rich craftsmanship. The heat of Yangon during daytime can be unbearable, so another refreshment is needed. I came across another vendor selling soda mix of an array of striking colors. It is part of Myanmar's street beverage culture. These are bright, refreshing, and often customized based on personal preference. The blue soda with lemon I had was likely a mix of blue curacao syrup, lemon juice, and soda water, and tasted just like Gatorade, refreshing, citrusy, and slightly artificial. It is much needed to quench my thirst.
Here is yet another Indian temple. Man, Myanmar is so chaotic. It's not for the faint of heart.
I keep wandering around the city to visit Sule Pagoda, one of Yangon's most iconic landmarks. Located at the heart of the city, believed to be over 2,500 years old, the pagoda is said to enshrine a sacred hair relic of the Buddha. It stands 48 meters tall, with an octagonal-shaped stupa, a unique feature distinguishing it from the bell-shaped stupas found everywhere else in Myanmar. The golden stupa is surrounded by smaller shrines, Buddha statues, and not altars. Over the years, Sule Pagoda has played a significant role in Myanmar's political and social history. Today, it remains an important place for pilgrims and visitors. Surrounding the pagoda is a mix of colonial and modern buildings, including Yangon City Hall, the Independence Monument, and Mahabandula Park, symbolizing Yangon's blend of tradition and modernity.
Here we have some Burmese textbook. Oh, so it's teaching letters, huh? Here we have a storybook of kinds. Oh, like a little comic. I like this handwriting of Burmese script. This is the old banknote of Myanmar. This is a banknote of 500 jet from 1947. I think I'm gonna get this as a souvenir. And this is the latest. We have 500.
One of the most striking aspects of Yangon is its religious diversity. As I walk through the city, I encounter Chinese temples, Indian Hindu temples, mosques, a Jewish synagogue, and many others. Among the unexpected places I came across was the Armenian Church of St. John the Baptist, one of the oldest churches in Myanmar. Built in 1862, the church stands as a reminder of the once thriving Armenian merchant community, which played a key role in the gin and textile trade.
Ooh. Ooh. It is now feeding time, holy.
Though the Armenian population in Yangon has nearly vanished, the church remains. A quiet, well-preserved landmark tucked away near Merchant Street. Its simple yet elegant architecture feels almost frozen in time. The Sarkis brothers, famous for founding the Strand Hotel, were among the influential Armenians in Myanmar's history. Today, the church is rarely used for service, but it stands as an enduring piece of Yangon's multicultural past.
Yangon just never ceased to give me surprises.
Historically, Yangon grew from a small Hmong settlement into a major port city under British rule in the 19th century. The colonial-era downtown, with its grand but time-worn Victorian buildings, tells the story of that past, making Yangon one of the most architecturally rich cities in Southeast Asia.
And here we have another Indian mosque. This city is really the blend of so many different cultures, vibrant and extremely chaotic.
Now, it's time to eat, a truly unique meal.
For dinner, I'm eating something very special. I'm at a restaurant that only locals will find. So this restaurant serves Kachin Food. Kachin is an ethnic group from north of Myanmar called Kachin State, bordering China. And in fact, there are also Kachin people in China, but we call them Jinpo. So ethnic Jinpo and Kachin in Myanmar. And in fact, the Kachin people, they call themselves Jinpao. So, well, this is their food. I have never had any Kachin or Jinpo food before, and very excited to try some of these things. This is Burmese food advanced level, or I don't even know if I should call this Burmese food anymore because they're Kachin people and there's also Kachin people in China. So like, is this a Burmese food or Chinese food, right? This is just their own food. This is Kachin food. So I'm trying Kachin food tonight. First dish, Kachin rice with mutton curry. So this one looks like just a rice mixture with some chopped chilies, some greens, and some dry mutton pieces. This is basically rice with maybe a bit of fish sauce, some chili in there, and the mutton here is dry, almost like jerky. Some fried peanuts. Let me try a bit of the chili dip here. there might be tree tomato in there because it has that like slight acidity, almost like passion fruit vibe. In fact, tree tomato is an ingredient that's widely used in these areas like Yunnan province in north of Thailand and the Shan state of Myanmar, but it originates in Americas. It's not tomato, as tomato doesn't actually grow on tree, but it looks like one, so that's why people call it tree tomato. And it kind of tastes like a slightly tangy passion fruit, but at the same time has like this really refreshing note and also a bit sweetness. And you have the spiciness just goes so well with it. Next time we have this hearty soup, taro soup with a bunch of vegetables, tomatoes. Okay. The soup is very fresh and herbal, a little sweet, almost like mint, but it's not mint. It's just like the other vegetables that has similar compounds. There's also lotus leaf. This is my first time having lotus root leaf. It's almost like sweet thyme. That's where the mint-like freshness fragrance comes from. Some taros, and we have tomato, okra, maybe some eggplants, also dry bamboo, different gourds, and of course taro. Next up, fried gourd leaves. This one, the flavor is pretty much to the other greens that you just usually have, but the texture is very interesting because the leaf has vines and stuff, so when you chew it, you can feel a little bit pattern on your tongue. Very good. Ginger, garlic, tomato. Next up, let's try some mashed potato Kachin style. As you can see, there are some chili and the herb mixture inside the potato. Cilantro, red chili, almost no oil, and the chili could be a little spicy. I feel like all their dishes are kind of like spicy herbal profile, including this one. Next one, we have this dish called sapie, a signature of Kachin food, and you can also have this in Vietnam as well. Not only Kachin people, also the Thai people, they also eat this. So this is like the mixture of chili, cilantro, garlic, chopped up some meat parts or something. There is this 折耳根 or 鱼腥草 in it. I don't know what's in English. I don't think you have it. We call it like fishy grass. It has like this potent, herbal, bitter, strange flavor. That's some people's favorite, but not everyone likes it. But it's in that thing. And also quite spicy, a little herbal, and also refreshing. Green chili, a little lime. And the way to eat sapie is like this. You have a little bit of rice noodle, grabbing it like rice taco? Oh shit, I'm not good at this. something like this. I'm not the best when it comes to it, but here we have another one. Beef offal, cilantro, herbs, spicy chili, cucumber, rice noodle. It's a mixture of refreshing and spicy, and it's almost like a cold salad. Noodle beef salad, Kachin style. It's a little spicy. Okay. Grabbing some more rice noodle here as the base. Cucumber, tripe, spicy sapie here, tree tomato. Let me grab that. It's good. Spicy, refreshing, and also a very unique experience. I think this is actually very spicy. This might consider medium spice for them, but to me that's plenty spicy. And let me tell you that I could eat spicy, but this is, well.
The first 2 days in Yangon has been absolutely amazing, but little did I know that it will get even better.
Starting my new days, first I am brought to this small place that serves amazing Indian food, and in this case Indo-Burmese food, because there are Indian people in Myanmar, and this is a very unassuming place, very far off the city center, If you do not have a local, that you will not know about this place, with all kinds of different selections down there, kind of like the Kalgan in Thailand, but different curries. Of course, no menu, no English, and you select a bunch of dishes we want. Here we have some prawn. This is fish head. And here we have a few dishes. We have a prawn, we have a chicken feet, and this one looks like papadam. Looks like papadam. I'm gonna have to try that. And soup, some condiments here. What is this? This is also a soup?
Yes, it's
Soup and soup. Both soup.
for sour.
Oh, okay. Time to try some of this first. Mutton. Mutton curry, rich and nicely spiced. A little heat. Okay, let's try some prawn. The prawn looks good too. Big pieces, tender. Here I have a bit of a soup in a tiny cup. It's a little sour. I think this is called gongula leaves. Like there's a type of leaves in Indian cuisine. It is? Oh, okay. I'm educated. It just has a slightly sour, tangy flavor. I'm surprised that I am able to recognize that ingredient. Different type of soup. We have some gourd. Some soup first. This one has a bit more body, almost a bit starchy. Maybe potato in there. And then some small condiments here. Is it okra? Yeah, that slimy texture has to be okra. Some chickpea, so also thickened, a little tomato. Interesting. This one. What is this? Also a vegetable, but the texture is very soft, almost a little slimy. Maybe some kind of gourd as well. This. What is this? This one tastes raw and fresh, almost like some kind of, cucumber. But it's been chopped up to this, I couldn't even recognize it. Cucumber and mint. Then here we have this flatbread. That is not a naan, not a paratha. I think this is called papadam. Thin and crispy and light. No seasoning. It's just the oil, fried flavor. But I think it's pretty good. Kaffir lime leaves, tomato, and prawn. All richly seasoned with all kinds of spice. You got the whole piece. You even got some tamarind here. Prawn head. That is a satisfying meal, and this is off to a great day. This place has no names and no sign, but it is great.
After the meal, I was taken to Kaba Aye Pagoda to visit the pond within the compound, where locals often come to feed the fish. In Myanmar, feeding fish is considered an act of merit-making, believed to bring good karma and positive energy. I also took part in this small but meaningful tradition, offering food to the fish as a simple act of kindness.
Yes.
Then, I got myself a longji at a local market before visiting one of the most important sites of the city.
I'm getting a longji here for visiting the temple. I just got my longji. Check this out. So this is my longji.
Botahtaung Pagoda is one of the most significant Buddhist sites in Yangon. The structure was originally built over 2,500 years ago, but was heavily damaged during World War II and later rebuilt. It stands near the Yangon River and is unique compared to other pagodas in the city because it has a hollow interior, allowing visitors to walk through its gold-covered corridors.
The space is very tranquil.
Unlike most Burmese stupas, which are solid, Botahtaung's inner chamber is richly adorned with gold leaf, mirror mosaics, and glass inlays, creating a dazzling effect. The pagoda is believed to enshrine a sacred hair relic of the Buddha, making it an important pilgrimage site. Inside the pagoda, the Buddha's relics and ancient artifacts are displayed in glass cases, giving it a feel of both a shrine and a museum. The stupa itself stands 40 meters tall and features a traditional gilded bell-shaped design, similar to the famous Shwe Yin Pagoda. The name Botahtaung means 1,000 military leaders in Burmese, referring the legend that 1,000 soldiers escorted the sacred relics when they were brought to Myanmar.
This place doesn't have any tourists. It's all local people here, except for me.
Beyond its spiritual significance, Botahtaung Pagoda offers a rich cultural experience. The pagoda compound includes a pond with turtles, which are considered auspicious in Burmese Buddhist beliefs. Surrounding the main stupa, there are multiple shrines and smaller stupas dedicated to various Buddhist figures. The pagoda is also known for its festive atmosphere during major Buddhist celebrations, such as Tingyan and Tazongdang Festival. Whether for religious devotion, cultural appreciation, or simply the breathtaking beauty of its golden interior, Botahtaung Pagoda remains a must-visit landmark in Yangon.
This is the raw, unspoiled version of Myanmar. This is my last day in Myanmar, and for my last meal, I'm eating at the streetcar in Chinatown, 19th Street. This place is called 999 Shan Noodle. Everything is in Burmese. I don't really understand what that is, but I just pick a location that's close to my hotel, and this place serves Shan Noodle, but I believe they also serve other items as shown here. And I was actually sitting on the table ordering this, and this looks like something I had before. I believe it's called Tofu Nway, like soft tofu. This tofu-like thing is made with a chickpea solution that thickens, and I had it before. I absolutely loved it. I couldn't have that in New York City, and I saw this, which is, pretty lucky. They consider this is one of the dishes I always wanted to have again. Some people like it, some people not so much because they think it's too sticky and slimy, but I had it once, I absolutely love it. Fuck. This is Chinatown for you. It's just so loud. And on top you have a little bit like chili oil, some meat sauce, and fried garlic and everything. And the base noodle I think is rice noodle. Okay, yes. Oh, you see that? It is a bit sticky, that's why some people don't like it, but I had it once, I absolutely loved it. Almost exactly like the way I remembered it. The rice noodle is bouncy, and the soft tofu mixture is so creamy. The first time I had it, I didn't know what that is. I thought it was sesame paste or peanut butter sauce or something like that. Very creamy, but it turns out this is like the soft chickpea powder solution, thickened and bubble, and form into the soft tofu thing. Then you add all the seasoning, condiments, a little soy sauce, a little bit like a mild chili oil, a little fried garlic, and possibly some crushed peanuts. And that's why it gives me the sensation that it's some kind of like nati-based sauce. Amazing. I think this is one of the unique dishes that I really like. The flavor profile is a little similar to the classic Shan Noodle profile as well, where you have the meat sauce, the gravy, a little bit tomato, which it doesn't have it here, but the classic one has like the meat sauce gravy, a little tomato, a little peanuts, fried garlic, and I believe in some cases, fermented mustard green. This one doesn't have all that ingredients. It's just like the base for Shan Noodle type of flavor profile. Good. There's some pickles on the side, and also given a soup. Very simple. I'm glad I got to have this again. Since I'm at a Shan Noodle car, so of course I have to eat, you guessed it, Shan Noodle. And this one looks somewhat different than the one I had in US, New York City. I mean, of course, made by Burmese people. This one, the biggest difference is that the use of fresh vegetables, like in this case, I believe water spinach. And you still have the gravy, the meat sauce, and fried garlic, peanuts, and rice noodle. And this time with a thin soup, some bean sprouts. Let's see what this version is about. Reminds me of the Shan Noodle I had in New York City, but I feel like this one actually has a milder flavor. The sauce is not as strong. The rice noodle is good, chewy and bouncy, a little bit flavor from the meat sauce, a little tomato, and also that pickle mustard green flavor is coming through, although I do not see too much application of it, at least visually. Some scallion. I think the reason that the flavor is milder is because of the use of fresh vegetables like the water spinach and the bean sprout, and also with a thin soup base that kind of diluted the flavor. So that pretty much wraps up my Burmese trip this time. I know, I didn't even get a chance to go to Shwe Yin Pagoda. Maybe next time. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.